But
Are you ready?
just down these help.
Like I told you today, I think we're pretty good.
Yeah. I'm willing to do it.
So audio's on, video's on.
Ready?
That one.
Okay. I'm gonna call the public safety to order at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Great, we'll start off, we'll look at the December 8th, 2025 minutes. I didn't see anything, did you, Chris?
I did not, they look great.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
1 second.
First and second on the table. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Now, let's see here, we'll, public comment on agenda items, 2 minutes per person, 14 minutes per topic. Do we have anybody online that wants to?
I don't see anyone.
Okay.
So.
Well,
I don't think I need to-
we'll
yeah.
talk at, when we get there. Okay, we'll close the public comment. Unfinished business, looks like we have none. So we'll move on to new business, discuss possible recommendation interim conditional use permit units. So now you can,
Okay. So keep everything on the permit the way it is. And because of, so in there, we got that 45-day rule
Mhm.
where we have to let you know, and then weekly updates and all that stuff. Leave that in there.
Okay.
But I don't know how, if it's your attorneys or somebody can reword it. That just in case. We could throw another show in there or something like last year,
sure, with the farm aid,
with the farm aid thing.
Yeah.
We only had 10 days
sure.
and it was a mad rush.
And then we wanted to put in some language as far as board, chief, truck check, and the fire department
And the
chief
sheriff,
and the sheriff.
Yep.
Okay,
those four. I already talked to John Mueller from
Lakeview.
Lakeview.
okay,
He said, don't worry about it. I mean, he can do whatever.
Make it work.
we need, yeah. So that's it. Just that.
okay,
So that'd be, so number 3, paragraph 3 of the ICUP. Is the notice of the event dates, description of the events, anticipated attendance will be provided to the village at least 45 days prior to an event. I feel like that might be a good area to add this language.
Hey, Joel, where was that again? Which?
So it's on page 3.
Yeah.
And it's listed as
Yep.
number 3.
I got it.
Paragraph 3.
Yeah.
Paragraph 3.
So page 3, paragraph 3. Don't you guys think that might be an appropriate spot to
Right, yeah.
add some type of language?
That's what I had, that may differ with special circumstances with a reasonable time frame and notice and approval from the board, sheriff, police, and fire.
So, just one question. So as long as, I mean, you guys, I know you're a big factor, but the big factor is Joel, the sheriff, and
yes.
Travis. Do we need the whole board approval? Or as long as they approve, can the president approve it then?
I'd be okay with that.
Instead of waiting for everybody,
Right.
you know,
Having
cause
a special meeting.
the way that stuff happens,
Don,
the way that thing happens.
what do you think? I mean, I feel like the big players definitely are the chief.
If we trust whoever the president is, whether it's him or.
Unless
whoever.
you have some concern.
Well, the only concern I would have is I'd be polling every one of you guys independently if I was gonna make that call.
Sure.
You know, cause I'm not gonna really pull the trigger on something like that without,
Sure.
you know, and if there was a concern, I guess my question would be is, if the president or the sheriff or the police, if any one of them was, unopposed or was opposed to it, then it wouldn't go on.
Wouldn't go on unless, say Joel says, no, I can't.
Then-
Then maybe Joel call me and I'll you know, ask him why and, you know, maybe help him do a, what do you call that,
Mutually.
mutual aid or
Right.
something, you know?
Yeah,
I guess that's the,
right.
but I think, yeah, you guys are the deciding factor. I know the board is the board, but
But either one, any one of those individuals that you stated, if they say no, it's no.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But it puts a lot of onus on just one individual. Like you said, if you got a problem with, you know, that, I would say, if it was okay with all these others
yeah.
and there was no complaints or any concerns of the rest of the.
Yeah, because if they all say yes, and just, I'm out of the blue, Chris says no, why?
I'd say yes, but
I know, but you know what I mean. You know, whoever.
just so you know.
Yeah,
Well, like in all the years, like this is rarely, like Marmaid was like the first time that this has ever really.
Yeah,
It's
you're
rarely
right.
gonna
You are
happen,
right. That was like,
Yeah,
Unusual
Yeah.
circumstance.
But-
sure,
that would have been a big deal for Somerset to have Farm Aid here.
sure.
And I really appreciate what the board, they okayed it and everything. But then it didn't come here,
Sure.
so.
so I guess if you guys are okay with that, I'm okay with that. I know what I need to do on my end if I.
I feel like if the biggest players in the game say okay, then I would.
I think the board would appreciate notification because we will often get questions.
Yeah.
If something pops up.
Now, that would be like within our timelines as well, right? So we won't have to worry about schooling or anything about that. That's another, only other thing.
You mean
Like
during a school day or something?
if there was school.
You're really pushing it there. I mean, no, what I'm getting
I'm
at
just
is,
saying,
if it happens
I know.
and it involves a school.
Well, you
I
know,
don't-
no, I'm saying the one time where the school was, they were in school.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll ever happen.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
and if it does, I guess it's another issue, but
sure.
that would have to be in a.
Be a
time
case by
frame.
case deal.
Yeah,
Well, they know what the board's position has been about having it around school.
yeah.
Sure.
So I think that all is gonna play into the decision-making process
It-
if it was gonna fall on that time.
And here's the other thing now too, is
Sure.
so the concert buyer that gets our shows, he did not have the ICUP calendar.
Oh, okay,
So he's got, it's called Rome. And he goes online and he can see all the blacked out dates on there, like Pea Soup Days is blacked out,
sure,
and then the school nights are blacked out.
sure,
So if he tries to book one during the night, you know,
sure,
it's probably not gonna happen.
okay.
So do we know if anyone has like a Microsoft Word version of this where we could plug this in and get it to the board to review? I don't know if we could convert it through Adobe or something.
Well, somebody did that
I think it was already done.
previous
Last year.
because it was in black
Yeah,
and then it was in red,
sure.
the,
Yeah.
changes.
Okay.
So somebody's gotta have a,
Joel, I think we do have it.
Yes.
We just gotta find it.
And I feel like we should probably try to assign that out now, just. so-
At least, or we could, well, it was just a recommendation, we could recommendation with those. Changes
Yeah,
to, the full board approval.
sure.
Can you go over those changes, please?
Yes,
So can you read off the proposed, oh, it's on page 3, paragraph 3.
somehow like under certain circumstances or something. I don't know.
I just need the language.
okay,
So it starts off with board approval, but we're gonna take that out, right? So
Well, you're still gonna have board approval. But need their approval too.
right, exactly.
sure,
Well, we
Oh,
talked about that.
I'm sorry.
yeah, we're gonna have Donnie,
But I'm sure Donnie's gonna call every one of you
no, he will,
for,
but
you
that's
know,
a good president would do.
Yeah. okay.
So with as much advance notification as possible, did we want to keep that?
Yeah, I
That's
like
what we
that.
discussed last time. Under special circumstances and with as much advance notification as possible. These circumstances may differ. Under recommendation by fire, police, and sheriff. And do we want to say village board president approval?
Yes,
Yes,
I think that's where it was discussed.
and then if he's not available, the interim,
Right. Or public safety chair too.
sure. Or, yeah,
Either way, you're gonna be involved.
sure,
I would hope.
yeah.
Should we play that back again, Jim?
So I don't think I have what you're looking at.
Oh.
I'll back the phone, but
And then-
just listen to
Number 4,
the Zoom.
I think can stay the same because we go over and above on that one. We do it every 7 days. So,
For which one?
number 4,
Okay,
it's got 30 days, 15 days, 5 days.
oh, sure,
We do it every weekly.
okay.
And we usually send it to police, fire, rescue. And I was sending it to Mike Yappers, but I don't think he was sharing it with board members.
So you'll do it, share it with the president, then I'm assuming you'll probably,
Don will get it.
sure.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
But you.
And that's all confidential.
But shouldn't it also go to the safety chair? Could you do both me and the safety chair?
Good,
Okay,
I think it's
the only
important.
bad part.
Well, I might not be here, that's what I'm saying,
Well, okay, yeah,
is that if I'm not here, at least he's aware.
and then it's up to you to share it with the board.
sure,
Okay,
will do.
I appreciate that.
So did you change language to number 4 then, or is that still number 2?
no, number 4 is okay.
Okay.
We just go over and above what it says.
Sure. Do we want to fine tune that at all, or kind of put together a draft and see what sticks?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And somebody had mentioned we should run it through Paul as well.
Yes, yeah. I think you mentioned that.
Yep.
So on page 4, E2, where it talks about safety and security and putting the signs out, did we resolve that? You know, there was some question of Public Works putting them out, but maybe not for doing that work.
On my end, I think it works great. Joel's got it under control, I think, I'm pretty sure. We hired a company to come in and do all the electronic billboards and cones and all that stuff. So. Nothing's really,
As of last year, we were having, the part-time public works guys put out the orange no parking signs. As explained to me, like in years past, the venue would put signs out.
yeah, so the previous owner of the venue. Probably. I'm not gonna say it didn't care, but so. Live Nation. Can't touch the roads,
Right, right.
so, well, why is that? Is it just insurance?
Liability issues, I would imagine.
Regulation. Yeah, we can't touch the roads.
Okay, so police puts out the signs that you
Yep.
deliver to them?
So this is how it works. We contract with Warning Lights, which is paid for by Live Nation.
Right.
Warning Lights does some of the major signs, the variable message boards that you see on the freeway. Some of them, they do a coordinated route. They do some delineators. If we need more cones or delineators or signs, they're decent about getting it if it's a reasonable request within the time. We ordered no parking signs, which were paid for by Live Nation. We put them on stakes. Well, when I say we, I mean Public Works and us. And recently Public Works started putting those out the day of. We do collect their logs of time spent putting out parking signs. We do bill that back to Live Nation under a miscellaneous
Okay,
fee. So, I would like to reamp what we're doing. It sounds like barrels have worked previously. We have some A-frames, which some language is not consistent. You know, we wrote quite a few parking tickets last year, and there was a lot of gripes from folks who were ticketed saying like it wasn't clear on where They were not supposed to park. And we picked the lowest hanging fruit. If they parked in front of a sign, we wrote them a ticket. You know, and Meadows was an issue, you know, one day it wasn't properly signed. We fixed that the following day. But, you know, it's certainly a time intensive thing. Yeah,
Can I say one thing?
yeah,
What we used to do, like Joel said, we used to put barrels on every intersection on both ends of town. They don't have the problems on this end of town because Sunrise isn't being used. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, Live Nation will buy the A-frame sign.
Yeah, I always have a lot of, the big black A-frame ones.
And you would never have to order a sign or get a lat to put in if you put it on every street.
yeah.
All up by Fence Park up there on every one of them streets, you're covered.
And then I guess I leave it up to you in a timely fashion. I can give you the measurement of that sign.
Yeah.
And you tell me what you want on that sign
Sure.
to be legal, because I know that ordinance that's on there right now
I
probably
just
doesn't
don't
even
understand
exist.
why it's such an issue when it's free parking, is it not?
It doesn't make sense.
I mean, I just don't get
He
it.
fills his parking lot, and he charges whatever.
Hey.
I didn't say how much.
But I
It
know, I'm just
doesn't
saying.
matter, they're gonna park, the first car to park on the street, they're like cattle, one car will park.
That's all right.
And it don't matter if it says no parking or not. But this way for Joel, it would take Joel, instead of taking them in Public Works 4 or 5 hours to put those signs out, it would literally take less than an hour,
Right.
one truck.
Because they're more visible. Than something.
Trying to remember why we had to go to stake signs instead of that.
We kind of ran out of the triangle ones.
Hmm?
We kind of ran out of the triangle ones,
Yeah,
the big wood ones I had made.
The reason you went to those signs was because Live Nation said they will not put signs up.
Right, but, I thought you guys were still putting them out.
I do.
Yep,
We
Joe,
did.
Joe still uses the ones we have.
So, the verbiage on those says like, residents can park, you know, and I feel like that kind of, like the cattle analogy, like as soon
One
as.
resident parks and everybody else parks.
Correct, yeah, and you know, then the argument is there's no signs, like, well, there are signs posted everywhere that you came into the village. But then they argue like, well, there's no signs on the streets, like how, I don't read every sign that I drive past, and, you know, it's the same thing with overnight winter parking, we send flyers. You know, it's posted on everywhere you come in, and it's still a confusion, so I felt like. The signs, in addition to the A-frames, even though it is time intensive, it's hard to argue in court, and not that. Who cares if we lose a parking ticket in court, but I wanna give them a fair chance at complying.
Well, we used to have 40,000 people in town and they never parked on the street.
Yeah, well. So yeah, then we tried the whole thing with the locals being able to park, and that turned into people coming in here demanding, I live in the township. You know, I want a permit, I wanna go to the concert, you know, like. We try to explain the intent behind it is so people can park in their house undisturbed, you know. Maybe your driveway is full or whatever, maybe you're having people over, but you shouldn't have to like. Get off the street to not get a ticket in front of your own house on the day of a concert.
They could park on the street with those barrels in the streets.
They could.
It's that,
love
it's
the
that
resident.
right on, like I said, we used to put the barrels, not the A-frames. The A-frames would be way easier.
Yeah,
But they would have to come to the village clerk, I believe they still do, don't they, to get a permit to park on the street?
we actually handled that.
Okay,
Yeah,
and they would come down and get a permit and
yeah,
everybody in the village can park on the street. They had 5 people coming over, they'd give them 5 passes to park.
right.
And how did, I never even asked you before. So those hang tags, did you ever use them or?
Yeah, it turned into a nightmare.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it just turned into the people, using it to go park along Spring Street.
Okay,
You know, it's just like, well, guys, you know, I get that the entrance is right there, but this is intended for you to park at your house.
yeah,
Not to get a front row
Okay.
spot on a road. You know, and then it turned into township residents saying, I am a resident of Somerset. And it's like, well, we don't have jurisdiction over your residence.
Yeah.
You know, so it turned into this whole. And it was very time intensive, I guess, as well.
I think the big thing is, let's get together, tell me how many A-frames you need.
Yeah.
And give you the measurement of the sign, or give me the, I'll give you the measurement.
Sure,
I'll probably just have Whiplash or somebody. do it.
yeah. So the only thing we ran into is like whether we could put them in the center line or not. I felt like that was kind of a liability thing, especially as it got dark. You know, of having like an A-frame sitting in the middle, you know, if someone smokes that. So instead, maybe putting them on the edge on both sides of the road. I don't know.
That's where they felt seeing those on the
I
edge.
know. Yeah,
Any festival you go to, state fair, any place you go, they're in the road.
right. And I feel like maybe a plastic A-frame would be a little less concerning than a big wooden A-frame that. So. We do put cones out in front of them too, so there's ways around it, I guess.
So at this point, we don't really need to change anything in this ICUP, right?
No,
As far as.
I think, you know, like, think about the
To look it up
sign,
yourself.
maybe we could reflective letters on it too.
yeah.
Other than adding that verbiage, right?
Yeah, just
Just adding.
in case thing.
What was the concern about the sign? Wasn't it Brandon that brought that up?
It's whose responsibility was to put them out and making sure Public Works is getting paid for the work they're
And
doing.
Public Works was getting paid.
And they do, yes.
Yeah, so I think there's no issue there.
No,
Okay,
Yeah, if you guys can work it out between you.
that was an easy one.
That's fantastic.
And if you look at the ordinance says that the chief of police shall direct the public works director to put signs out. Like, that's literally under the special event part. So I feel like regardless of whether or not, you know, I feel like there could be a shared responsibility, and there is with Live Nation. I mean, they're putting the bill, you know, they're hiring warning lights. You know, if they're telling us that they can't go out and physically do it, then I think it comes back to what our ordinance says, and it's public works. So, and then public works is getting reimbursed.
Yeah, I think that's what the issue was, and sounds like they are.
Yeah.
Perfect.
okay. Is that it? Anybody else?
All
guys?
the notes that I have.
All right.
Did Caleb bring up something about, was that gonna be left by the wayside with, regards to like practices? And I know that was a one-off, EJ, and I think that's why, I think it's probably left by the wayside. The practices being counted as, I don't know what they
Oh.
wanted there.
I believe that they are already, are they not?
Yeah, in fact, that's what we did. We counted it for
Okay.
a day.
Mhm.
And it's,
And it was a one-off thing, right?
yeah, one-off. And like I told, I don't know, the
One of
board
us.
last time I was
Yep,
here,
yep.
that if all could, here's the thing, when it's called a rider, the bank sends us a rider, and tells us they want green M&Ms and whatever, and that they want to rent the site for a rehearsal. We don't get that till
Day before
the
everybody.
week, you know, the week before.
Okay.
And if we get it, I will notify the board. Or
And
tell
again, that's
Joe or
confidential,
somebody.
right?
Yeah.
But yes, if we have notice of that, then we can answer questions and fill
Yeah.
out the complaints that we're
Yep.
gonna get.
And if that goes to the public chair or public safety chair or myself, then the rest of the board would be aware of it.
I mean, they still do their, you know, they might do their sound checks the day before or the morning of the show. That's, they have to do that,
Right.
so. But that was a full rehearsal thing that they did. Interesting. And it probably only happened in the springtime, because when they do that rehearsal stuff,
No,
it's the beginning of a tour.
sure.
So they usually take their first venue they go to, and that's when they do their. rehearsal.
All right, well, I would make a recommendation to accept or move with make a recommendation to the full board with the things that Tris stated on the paragraph 4,
Three.
Great.
3,
Page 3, paragraph 3, one page, correct?
yes.
I would second that.
All right, for a second, any other discussion?
General language on that's gonna be given to the rest of the board.
Yes.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll move on. Discuss possible recommendation squad car purchase.
So I included a quote in the packet. I also kind of included the spot replacement plan. So the 2020 Explorer was due to be replaced last year. I know we talked about replacing the 2016 Taurus, the black unmarked, first instead of that. So last July, we got board approval to buy another F-150 Lightning. So that order's still in place. We ordered that last July. Ford just announced that they're no longer doing the Ford F-150 electric.
Really?
So
Go figure.
literally this past Friday, we got notification saying that it's canceled. According to the VIN that we were assigned a 2025 VIN. We had a production date and then they moved it back. And we had a 2026 production date. It said it was in production the week that the announcement was made. So it went in production on Monday. Friday was the announcement. The thing is, like, there's a lot of moving parts to a police car. For example, we work with a third-party upfitter to order, you know, the push bumper, the cages, the lights, whatever, and it's made specific to the vehicle. So I got notification on Friday. I reached out to EATI, our upfitting partner, and they said, yeah, okay. You're not the only one that had F-150 canceled. Unfortunately, we really can't return your stuff. We can try to help you sell it third party. And I was like, okay. So I talked to Andrea a little bit about some of her options. I'm working with our rep from Ford about possibly getting a used one, 2023 to 2025, under 15,000 miles for about $10,000 cheaper. So that's kind of the angle that we're working with that right now. In the meantime, we still have the Jalopy, the Ford sedan. But now we're due for the Ford Explorer. And we're recommending another Ford Explorer. The goal is to keep the 2020 Ford Explorer as a spare. The guts of it are worth more than the vehicle at this point. The dash camera, the rear prisoner camera, the rear seat, the partitions. So that one's got about 75,000 miles on it right now. It was due to be replaced last year. Again, we're gonna shift that to more of a spare vehicle. We did add a police officer position this year as well. So anyways, it's kind of laid out here, what it's looking like. We did budget for the new squad to be purchased this year with the reduction of what we're projecting to pay around $35,000 for that used Ford F-150 Lightning, plus this $45,000 for this new Explorer. I think we're actually gonna be in a good budget position, because I know we had to cut about $10,000 out of our capital outlay for vehicle expenses. But I think it's gonna all kind of be a balanced out at this point. So I did include the quote that we have, that includes all the options that we're looking for. And it's a Ford Explorer, it's a police interceptor utility hybrid.
So I'm a Ford guy.
Yeah.
So why is there a specific, like the parts that you already own,
Yeah,
are they specific to a electric one?
yeah.
So you can't go a gas one?
According to our outfitter, like it's specific to a Lightning.
Okay,
So they even took the F-150 off the state bid for the gas version.
okay.
So it sounds like there was like some type of aluminum factory fire that feeds Ford
Oh.
factories. And then Ford's also transitioning away from their current electric platform to, instead of all pure electric, they're doing more of a extended range electric vehicle, like kind of what Ram's doing. So it kind of makes sense.
Is that
especially
gonna affect anything with the availability of parts on the one that we got?
No, I asked about that as well, and they said they're gonna support and supply it. One thing that might change is like over the air updates, changing the entertainment user interface, like will essentially phase out, but it's not gonna affect. For example, if we need a new battery in the warranty, they're still gonna supply a new battery.
I know there was a $7,000 rebate on it. We missed that deadline.
Yeah.
To get that.
Yeah.
So by getting this one, it's kind of gonna be a wash, wouldn't it? Because, we were gonna have to pay the extra 7,000. I think that was budgeted. And so by
Yeah.
getting the 10 grand down on that, we're gonna be close to a wash.
Well, I remember saying like we wanted to get the order in July, hoping that we'd get it by the deadline. And I still think we budgeted for the full, we had
Yep.
$50,000 in our budget.
Yep.
after that. So regardless of which way you swing it, like, you know, you're right, it could be considered a wash, but we certainly didn't meet that deadline.
And hopefully you can find one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not, we'll have to, come back again.
Yeah.
So the timeline,
What's the background of time frame on, just curious, I know you wanna get that kind of filled, right?
right,
So do you have like okay, if you can't find something within 3 to 4 months, then you need to go with plan B?
so, yeah, there's one over in White Bear Lake right now that, I'm looking at. I'm still waiting to hear back from our state rep or not to see if he's gonna go to auction for us to find something more wholesale. If not, I am gonna shoot my shot at negotiating the one that's over in White Bear.
Okay,
I'm just waiting for the final confirmation from, our state rep first.
okay,
So in that regards to the 2026, police interceptor utilities, the Ford Explorers, there is like, one of the reasons I'm presenting this in January, obviously January, our new budget year started, but there was a tight order window for 2026 before they do stop over to get to 2027s, which would push us to the fall. So they said early January. I talked to the rep. I'm using a different rep now. It's still a state contract, but it's out of Columbus, Wisconsin. And they said it's a little bit more relaxed. We probably don't need to get it in by January, but the sooner we get it in, the better it's gonna be. So there's a quote in here. The totals for $45,523.50.
does that include the outfitting?
No,
That's just purchase of the vehicle?
yes,
And you're gonna have that additional maintenance cost to have to factor into every year they're going forward, right?
yeah. Traditionally, we've been under budget, under maintenance.
Well, that's because you've been running the EVs,
Right,
and
Yeah.
that's kept us in line with our budgets.
yeah. Honestly, I think we're probably gonna get a new engine under Ford's, warranty on our current 2020, just with, there's a recall on it right now, and, what I've been reading into it, like, we're kind of checking all the boxes,
Sure,
and, it's probably likely leading towards a new, engine, so that's another reason why I think we should just kind of keep it as a spare, still under warranty. If we get a new engine out of it, I mean, other things are gonna fail, we're gonna have to probably replace struts or something like that if we continue to use and abuse it, but these are squad cars and they're purpose built, and it is what it is.
Okay. Need a motion, anybody? So I guess my question would be as far as, should we make a motion for Joel to actually, well, or bring it to the full board to be able to negotiate the
used one.
used one?
I think he's already got that approval.
That's what Andrea's interpretation was too.
Okay, Okay.
That,
as long as
we're kind of
obviously
providing
it's
this
below.
update here, yeah.
If
as long
you're,
as it
if you're
doesn't-
getting an EV and it's in the budgetary deal, I think he's already got that
Yep.
approval. So I think what he's looking for is the approval of purchasing, make a purchase order for the 2026 Ford Explorer.
Okay, yeah,
That was budgeted in this last, for 2026.
So that's what we have to make a motion on,
Yeah.
the 2026.
Yeah, I think we put 45,000 in the outlay for that, so I mean, we're right there.
Right,
okay. I'd make a motion to recommend the squad purchase to the full board.
I'll second that.
First and second, any other
Do we want to include an amount?
or as presented.
as
Yeah.
presented? Yeah.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. All right, we'll move on to discuss possible recommendation, proposed amendment to liquor ordinances. Thanks, EJ.
Yes.
These are some pretty significant changes, and I guess I would really love more time to dig into them.
Me too. I was gonna make a motion to table this
Okay,
to next meeting.
I agree. Do you want to make a motion or?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to table this till next meeting so that we can go through it with fine tooth comb
Mhm.
I'll
and
second.
spend a little bit more time.
Okay, so you were,
Yep, I
Motion?
see.
your motion,
Yep, and she seconded.
and she seconded, okay. First and second, all in favor of tabling it?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks.
Motion carries. Although, did we actually, never mind, we already made it. We could have had, our
Village clerk.
village clerk actually weigh in on it, but. But you guys wanted to look at it there,
Mhm,
okay,
mhm.
all right. We'll move on to discuss possible recommendation, alternate truck route, Depot Street, Butcher Drive.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But Donnie, you wanna bring us up to speed if you want to kind of backtrack through the email here?
From Bart.
Yeah, so Bart Palmer brought this up. I mean, he's been working on this for some time. He's been working with Bob, he worked with Ryan, he's working with Donnie, trying to kind of come up with a solution. Sounds like noise is an issue, with trucks accelerating, decelerating by his house. So the existing or the old truck route used to go from, like Sunrise, like if you're coming north into town and you're coming past the schools, you'd have to turn left onto Depot Street or Klucher. That turns into Depot and that would be the way around, because this intersection down here at Main Spring was just too tight for trucks to negotiate, right?
Now it's been expanded, so.
Correct. So, yeah, I think what Bart's hoping is that there's a change in ordinance to reflect the new truck route, which would require trucks to use Sunrise and Spring. So I would argue, I mean, like, I don't have a dog in the fight here and I don't live on that corner, so you know what I mean? Like, it's easy for me to say this now, but I also put myself in the perspective of a truck driver who's coming from like the area of Liquor Depot and coming into town and trying to force them to turn right at this intersection. I think would be super challenging. And in terms of enforceability, I feel like there's already carve outs within the ordinance, for like deliveries or pickups at a resident or business on that street. Agricultural purposes, public utility vehicles, job site, heavy equipment with temporary permits issued. So it's just like, from an enforceability standpoint, this isn't something when I was on patrol that we would heavily enforce. Like, I feel like, commercial motor vehicle drivers need to choose the best route that would best meet their needs. And I guess this isn't something that, has really come into our radar until recently. So, as it stands right now, I would argue it's not enforceable just because the ordinance says one thing. We kind of have some signs that are kind of poorly marking, kind of not consistent throughout. So I guess if we did want heavier enforcement, we would have to change the ordinance to reflect what the road is. And we'd also want to do a better job of signing that.
So. We have signs up right now today, right? There's already signs,
So, there's one on Sunrise.
There's one.
there's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
There's
So,
nothing coming down. And you know, I'm not here to kind of put into the committee, but I can just tell you from my conversation with the individual, the stuff that Chief is talking about, as far as enforcement, I don't even think changing the ordinance, you would, be able to change that. Because, it's mostly agriculture, it's mostly the farm trucks going, because they know the short route. And they've been taking it all their time, and so I think that putting signs up might encourage them to go somewhere else, but you're not gonna force them to. So at least he could maybe go, there's signs, use them, and let him do some, encouraging on it, but I don't think that changing the ordinance would benefit anything on our end. Now, putting a sign up on the other side to help maybe encourage people to go down to here to come around, it's worthy of a discussion. They were always used to this being a truck route.
Yeah.
And
and we
now
can't,
it's not.
we can't really shut it down permanently either in case they need to use it at some
Exactly.
point. So
Yeah.
Right.
it's, I mean, I'm all for adding more signs. I'm not sure how I feel about changing ordinances.
But the bigger question is, if you put signs up, all you're doing is basically saying it's suggested, right?
Kinda.
And
Yeah.
for the individuals, it's not like it's enforceable by law. Like if you put a speed limit sign up, right?
Right.
It's not a suggestion, it's an enforcement. So I don't know what the legality aspect of it is, other than saying,
We recommend you go this.
other than saying, truck route at Maine.
Right.
Is all you're saying, because, and if they say, well, I'm taking this route,
Right.
then there's nothing we can do about it, but that at least would help, and I think that's kind of what, the constituent was talking about here, is trying to get some assistance in being able to,
Right ticket,
you know,
right? He wants to enforce it by
Well,
changing the ordinance.
no, he doesn't want to change the ordinance.
Oh, he doesn't.
He doesn't think the ordinance change, well, okay, I shouldn't say that. I think he would like an ordinance change, but I also believe that he is of the same opinion that I just stated with Chief, is that the trucks that are on that are coming down that road are gonna be exempt from any ordinance that we put forward anyways.
Right,
So, cause he's, but putting a sign up there would be a start in the right direction. In his opinion, and quite frankly in mine, all we're doing is suggesting it though. And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, if you guys are okay with that. But again, it's up to this committee.
I mean, does anybody on the table here want to change the ordinances and try and enforce this?
No.
I don't think so.
Don't
I
either.
feel like, our burden to pull someone over, like, it's a temporary detention of somebody and their rights. And I feel like our burden should be pretty high. And I feel like these carve outs make it very difficult for us to enforce. And we're not pulling people over willy-nilly just because we have a hunch that they might not be following it. That's where it's like the whole enforceability side of this kind of makes me feel uneasy. And I'm certainly for more signage without an ordinance change, and if we know that there's a certain trucking group that is a predominant issue, we can gently encourage them to follow the designated.
Well,
truck route.
that's what I was gonna say next. Is there a way for someone to keep track, like Bart, who seems to,
That's what I think you're on the right track here by listening to Chief, is that if you put the signs up and there's individuals that are of a certain specific company or whatever, you go to them individuals and say, hey,
Yeah.
guys, we got a sign up here. Could you
We got-
please utilize this? I mean, it's not 2 minutes more for you to go down to the light and make a turn versus turn here and go down here and turn there. I think that's probably the best route you're gonna get out of the whole deal, and at least it's something towards trying to make change. Cause I agree, I think ordinance changes are gonna be tough, and what if we need to use that
yes,
road for, something happens where May or spring gets closed here,
yes.
or, sunset, or, I mean,
We're doing road construction on it and it has to
Exactly.
go the other way, so I'm all for more signs, so.
More signs and then maybe monitor it.
But who is gonna be monitoring it, to figure out which ones are the most offenders,
Right. Exactly. So you're saying that coming from Main Street, it would be difficult for them to turn on this?
If they're coming eastbound on Main from like,
And going left though, right?
well, yeah, I mean, it's a tough intersection.
I figured if they're going up that way, they're turning left,
Mhm.
which should be easier to turn there than would it be down here, trying to turn left at the stoplight going down Main.
No, but now there's all that traffic on people. Working, I would.
Oh, for sure,
Want to try to get a truck.
for sure, but
oh, yeah, that with the
I
Oliphant.
think he's sensing more traffic going down
oh,
than
this
going-
way.
Yeah, than going up.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I should say going Depot Clocher versus Clocher
okay,
Depot.
okay. I was thinking, I always think going that way to.
But he's
But I
kind of
see
said
what you're
both
saying.
ways, but I guess with the trucks, I can kind of see them going both ways when they're doing silage and stuff like that.
Sure,
You know, that they're running right up that route. And so
sure.
again, it's a matter of if you got the signage up, maybe we could have a conversation with the owners of those rigs. And try to encourage them to go in a different route. But absent of having a
So we're
sign
gonna
on this
leave
side of
buses
town,
then that way too? Buses go down the main Spring Street here too, right?
Yeah, buses
Spring,
can use whatever they want,
sure.
Depends where.
they're exempt.
yeah,
Same with
Just
agriculture.
checking.
yeah,
I mean, where do you stop?
right.
Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, good point.
I feel like, what we can do now is add signs.
Mhm. So I'll gladly make a motion to get more signs. I don't know how many more we think we need though, but
Yes.
So is this going on Public Works as well? Agenda,
I,
you know,
yeah, I think it was.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's on Wednesday, right? Yeah,
maybe we can defer to them to make a. I mean,
Yes.
so maybe we want to take control
Yes,
of the motion. I'm sorry, I'm not on this board. It's committee.
yes, you are.
Yeah, well,
Do it now, Chef.
So we don't need a motion for this one.
uh.
I think at the very least,
I
motion
just-
for more signs would probably be
Yeah,
healthy.
that-
Well, at this point, I think we could recommend it, we could make a motion to recommend it to the full board, and then at that point, maybe we could come up with the
The
sign,
amount
the
or,
amount, yeah, and where we're gonna get that from, or.
Or could we make a recommendation to Public Works to examine and figure out how many signs they want to add?
Sure.
I think instead of the full board first.
Yeah, that's, I think,
It's already on there.
it's already on their
oh,
agenda.
it is.
Yeah, and I was planning on being at that meeting, so, maybe shoot Brandon, I mean. I don't know, I'm all over the board now. I'm like, do we wanna make this formal motion and then let Brandon know that it's falling to them to like take the step further and then bring it to the full board?
Yeah, we can,
That's to me.
well.
or at least
ultimately,
just so we can get a number, and
Ultimately,
maybe even a cost, right?
If you approve signage, right? And it goes to them, it can be debated, you know, at the full board meeting as far as how many and whatever. The real question is, if you're taking the route of signs and he's taking the route of no signs, then it will be a matter of discussion at the board meeting,
Sure.
right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
I think, you know, whatever route you go, as far as the amount and stuff like that, that all can be debated.
After.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the route you guys wanna go with signs, I don't think we need to detail it right
I
now.
feel like we feel that more signs is the way to go, so I guess at this point.
I'll make a motion that we
Just-
want to add more signs.
I'll second the motion.
First and second, on the table, any other discussion? All right, all in favor?
I
Aye. All right, more signs.
They can have the village logo on
Yeah, there you go, right?
Yeah, we like that, I've seen your post.
That's up for debate.
The water tower?
Yes, that was meant, it looks super nice,
We got some good,
Okay.
welcome signs coming too.
nice. All right, we'll move on to the municipal court and budget report.
Pretty easy this time of year,
Yeah, as long as it's under 100.
Right? All right.
Do we have to make a motion on this?
I don't think so.
Looks good to me. I have no
Okay, looks good so far.
question.
All right. We'll move on to Police Department, 2025 budget report.
So there was one in the packet and then there was this one here when I walked in. What's the difference?
Yeah, so, that's under my police chief report under department incidents. So I just added a graph
Oh.
over year from the previous years.
Okay,
I know that I was previously requested and I kind of got away from it for a little bit, but I brought it back.
great.
But I
It's kind
think,
of a visual.
June's an active month.
Yeah.
People go crazy in the summer, I guess.
yeah, and that was like, so 2025 is the green. And, I don't know, Donnie, if you got this one or not. Like, oh, good.
Yep,
good.
yep.
I didn't know if all the extra packets had it.
No, thank you.
But, so yeah, it's just interesting to kind of compare and contrast and, you know, I don't know if there's a rhyme or a reason. But for example, this past month was relatively low at 160 in December. You know, part of that could be like, we were kind of at shift minimums, long vacations, use it or lose it, kind of a time of the year.
Just quick question. Does this include anything that might have been sent out to, St. Croix for respond if you were not available?
No, it doesn't. I can look into getting that though.
No, I was just wondering because
Yeah.
like you said, if you guys are out and you gotta defer,
Right.
Mhm. We're not getting an actual, snapshot of. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
not many, it's not a big deal, right?
And, you know, so typically if there's something that occurs that's pretty significant, and we weren't here, we follow up with it. So one, we'll get a copy of the report.
Then that would fall under here then.
Yes,
Okay.
and then we would do a follow-up,
Okay.
to that specific case, and those are few and far between. And if it's really something that's significant, I get called in.
And I'm guessing he probably doesn't put, it's like sometimes we mutual aid as well. I mean,
So, yeah, our mutual aid would fall under here, just under, not under mutual aid, but it could be covered under, a traffic stop or a traffic complaint.
But I know I've seen
Yeah.
like even in the last week or so that there's been a couple of calls where Somerset's been called to help.
Yeah, we're all on the same team and we go out into the county and the county comes in to help
Yep,
us.
absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes Richmond even comes over to help out if it's really wild.
Sure.
Nice.
And I've been to New Richmond before. It's
Yeah.
it's a give and a take.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Oh, we can move on, I think. Do anybody else have any questions on that? Okay. We'll take a look at the police chief report.
So yeah, again, that was this
The big
page.
one.
That was the incidents, and then the department activity, I really don't have much prepared. So the big thing in June was full-time officer interviews, which thank you,
You mean June?
excuse me, December.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yes.
thank you. Thank
You
you.
were
I'm like,
there.
I was there. Did you? December, did both accept?
Yes, well, yeah, so we're still backgrounding Owen and Zach's, or excuse me,
No.
Noah's in the academy right now.
Cool.
So
Nice.
and Owen is on board for us. So
Super.
things are good. We had a really good competitive group of candidates. That week we did a couple ride-alongs with prospective.
Both of them?
Yep. So they got to kind of see what it's like here and all that.
Did you learn some more information?
About them.
Yeah.
Not real. So I wasn't the one that.
Oh, you didn't do it?
No, so. But I think they're gonna be a good fit for our agency.
They seem pretty decent, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that was on December 8th. Thank you for you guys coming on Sundays
Yes.
for doing that.
Anything for you.
December 16th, we had
Right?
Yeah.
the peer support training. So we have two members, a part of a regional peer support. So that's Jared Kerber and Alex Weisky. And not only can they help, one of our officers if they're struggling or kind of a post-critical incident debrief, or, there's legislation now that that's, protected, kind of like, client attorney privilege. It's kind of like that same kind of privilege, so they can kind of talk without being
Sure.
brought into court. you know,
Nice.
So,
Okay,
I think that's a really good thing to have. December 16th is also the Day Bell holiday party. Thank you for putting that on, Connie. I missed it. I was out of town.
We'll put it on your calendar for this year,
December 16th.
whatever day.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I give you a little more notice, so.
Sure.
We'll put it together when we get a department head meeting.
There you go. Yeah, John, won the Powerball, so. he put
you got the $2?
Yeah.
Someone had to won $2 that I bought like
Yeah,
45.
there you go.
So someone at least got another Powerball ticket out of that.
But, so yeah, that's all I really had for, department activities.
All right. Thanks, Joel. Oh, we'll move on to police and court bills.
So I think Jessica has a version of it. Jessica Lehman put it together in the absence of
Andrew,
Andrea today. She was debating whether or not to put that in the packet. It's got like something about the building inspector, your bills on there too. So there's a last minute decision to just move it out and kind of do it with Andrea, and Andrea will put it in our next packet,
Okay.
but it looks like it kind of got a little bit intertwined with some other line items.
this power to camera with Neo, is that something with the car?
New, that's with the Verkada cameras on Main Street,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
And okay. You guys have anything more to add to that? No, okay. Future agenda items, I did want to put, for next month, talk of, golf carts.
For,
Being able to drive around the city. It's
okay,
been brought to my attention,
instead of like the fancy cars that they're driving?
I guess. Well,
Okay,
I just wanted to be for discussion at this point.
do other communities have these?
Not really. This kind of came up at a recent chiefs meeting, where, there's a Wisconsin state statute that allows municipalities to come up with rules to govern golf carts, primarily in like retirement communities. Recently, we've had a few inquiries of people who live in town who've been asking about our local ordinances regarding golf carts, and we kind of give them the whole. Unfortunately, we don't have one, yeah, and they're not, there's a reason they're not, you can't go and get registration. There are some low-speed vehicles that are federally titled, and they got lights, they got blinkers, they got brake lights. And you can register them with DMV as low-speed vehicles, but primarily what people are talking about here are golf carts. So anyways, there are some communities, I think, I want to say maybe Hammond was the one that brought it up, that they're trying to kind of go away from it. I know I've been to some pretty heinous golf cart crashes here. Chris was at one of them.
Yeah.
Wait, community?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on private property.
Oh, at the campground,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I don't know, my recommendation, so it sounds like one of these folks says, I know the board, I'll talk to the board, we'll get on the agenda. So just kind of like what we did with the ATV
I
club.
was gonna bring that up.
I feel like if there is a movement kind of advocating for golf cart use on village roads. So what we required the ATV club to do was do some research.
Yes,
Tell us what other communities are doing, present some model ordinances. Tell us how it's gonna be kind of governed and safely operated. I know the ATV clubs installs their own signs and routes. And they almost kind of police their own. If we have an issue with
they
a
do,
particular person,
big time.
we get a hold of whoever we need to get a hold of, and they help us track down, educate,
Mhm.
and correct the issue. So I feel like if there wants to be a grassroots efforts to try to do this, I also would encourage the village to explore what kind of liabilities this might expose to us. you're looking at vehicles that are not designed for road use. They're limited to 15 miles per hour or below. There's no crumple zones. I just imagine like a collision with a vehicle going
No.
30 miles per hour.
No.
I see a lot of cons, and I don't know, I feel like the cons maybe outweigh the pros, but I'm just one person. I feel like this is gonna come down to a policy decision, but,
But I'd like to just at least put that on the agenda just for just conversation at this point. I guess.
sure.
Well, I was just trying to figure out how to prep for that conversation.
Um,
So,
yeah. Maybe, I will contact
whoever it is
these
that's
people
interested in
and
it,
to have them come and
perfect.
kind of, preach their case.
Well, the discussion for sure.
No problem.
That's all I had anyway
Okay.
for that.
Joel, do you have any agenda topics for next month?
Oh, so,
Very cool. Make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Second.
I'll second.
All right. First and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are finished.
Is this one separate from what she put? Is this just like an overview?
Yes, exactly.
It's an overview of the changes?
That's for